Breaking news about SNAP food stamps as Americans brace for food stamps to run out, the greatest hunger catastrophe since the Great Depression.
Some other people talk, I'll have a comment on that later, but the Democrats are stopping it. All they have to do is agree to let's go and we're ready, and we voted for it many times. All we need is 5 Democrats. The Republicans vote for it, but we'll see what happens. But really, this is purely Democrat. They're doing some really bad things. I think they're lost souls, you know what that is? So they are lost souls.
This is shocking. Millions of SNAP recipients will not be able to access their food stamps or receive their food stamp benefits because of this government shutdown. And it doesn't stop here. Look at this. Trump administration will not use contingency fund to pay November food stamp benefits. This is shocking. We all know that millions of Americans rely on these food stamps every single month to fulfill their nutritional needs, and now things are looking real bad when it comes to food stamp benefits and for benefit recipients. I'm going to give you each and every detail, but all I need is just a little favor. It takes 2 seconds to please hit that like button on this video. So without any further ado, let's begin. Attention food stamp recipients, because things are about to change as Americans brace for food stamps to run out, the greatest hunger catastrophe since the Great Depression. I'm also going to link all of these articles in the video's description because we want to be as honest, as transparent as possible. Nearly 42 million people in danger as federal government shutdown continues and SNAP funding to end on November the 1st. This is clearly shocking because a number of states finally issued this warning that they simply don't have the funds to send SNAP payments to millions of Americans, and the reason is this government shutdown. Well, 2 decades ago, Sarah Carlson, then a mother of 3, was newly single because of the traumatic event, and the US's food stamp program, now called the SNAP Assistance Program, helped her feed her children with free food supplies. I wouldn't have been able to afford to live, said Carlson, 45, who lives in Rochester, Minnesota, and now works as an operations manager for a wealth management firm and serves on the board of Channel 1 Regional Food Bank, which works to increase food access. This is from The Guardian, and one thing that you need to understand, that Sarah is not the only one who's actually confused and scared because of this SNAP food stamp situation that this administration and millions of Americans will face. The only thing that matters right now is how to provide relief to millions of these vulnerable Americans, and this is what this administration needs to think right now. While the food stamps helped her, the government cut her off after a couple of years because she started making too much money, which meant she again had to worry about having enough food. Well, you need to understand that because of these new work rules, things have changed. Now millions of Americans needs to work at least 80 hours a month in order to keep receiving their food stamp benefits. But the problem occurs when this thing happens. Look at this part. She started making too much money, which meant she again had to worry about having enough food. Food stamp benefits gets deposited into the EBT card, which allows beneficiaries to buy groceries. You cannot turn your EBT card into cash. So what happens then? Then these recipients need to earn to pay their rent, to pay for their utilities and other expenses. But now there's a new work rule, means that these recipients need to work at least 80 hours a month. Now this is the very important part, so make sure you listen to this very carefully. Now if you are at the age of 64 and under and you are an able-bodied person, you have to work 80 hours a month. But what's the problem? This is a great thing, right? And person working 80 hours a month is a great thing. It means that that person will be able to receive food stamp benefits. No, it's not true, because there are some poverty guidelines. The poverty guidelines are that you have to meet at least 130% poverty threshold. And if a person works 80 hours a month, means 20 hours a week, he actually surpasses that 130% poverty threshold, which means that that person will not be able to receive food stamp benefits. But what if that person doesn't work? Well, if he doesn't work, then still that person is not able to receive food stamp benefits. According to a number of analysts and experts, this is a trick from this administration to restrict Americans to receive this food stamp benefits, which is quite logical, to be honest. So if you work, you're not going to receive food stamp benefits, or you will receive less food stamp benefits. And if you don't work, you're not going to receive food stamp benefits, means you're not eligible for it. This is clearly a shocking situation. No one is addressing it. None of the lawmakers are talking about it. This is the biggest problem right now. Now, nearly 42 million people around the country could face the same fate if the federal government shutdown continues and funding for SNAP is cut off on November the 1st. And this is also very important because a number of states are finally saying that they simply don't have the money to send to American people in food stamp benefits. So a number of states are finally saying that they simply don't have the funds to send food stamp benefits to millions of their residents. And the reason is simple: the government shut down. Well, they need this government to start working again so they can receive the funds and they'll be able to send food stamp benefits. Well, look at this. While Republicans have sought to blame Democrats for the potential loss to benefits that people who make little money rely on, those who work in the food insecurity space says that that is misleading because Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act already eliminated almost $187 billion in funding for SNAP through 2024. According to the Congressional Budget Office estimate, and this is the biggest problem. Now there's a blame game. Democrats are blaming Republicans, Republicans are blaming Democrats, but who's actually in loss right here? American people. Well, they're unable to receive the lifelines like social security benefits are also in danger, food stamp benefits are in danger, disability benefits are in danger. The new COLA that just came out, which is actually outdated. Just imagine receiving around $24 to $28 increase in food stamp benefits because of this new COLA 2.8% increase. While we know that according to the recent report from Gallup, the prices of groceries are up by 21%. Is there any justification of this 2.8% increase? That's what a number of analysts and experts are asking right now. And I think this is the same version of American people as well. Well, should funding run out at the end of the month, we will have the greatest hunger catastrophe in America since the Great Depression, and I don't say that as hyperbole, said by Hoyle Berg, CEO of Hunger Free America. And the icing on the top is that Trump administration will not use contingency fund to pay November food stamp benefits, means President Trump and this administration might not use the tariff money or the other contingency money that they have to fund food stamp benefits. Quite shocking, to be honest. When it comes to giving billions and billions of dollars to other nations, they pass those bills overnight. They do everything in their power to fund that nation. But when it comes to our own people, like low and middle income Americans, they are struggling and it seems like no one cares about them, according to a number of analysts and experts. Moving on with the details of this very important update. Well, the Department of Agriculture says that it will not tap into its $6 billion contingency fund to cover food stamp benefits next month if the shutdown continues, according to the agency memo obtained by CNN. Everyone has their own ego, the Democrats and Republicans, but who cares about American people? Well, it seems like no one. Well, they came into the power with the support of American people, with the votes of American people, and who's suffering right now? American people. Well, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this whole situation, because this is clearly shocking. Republicans are not willing to use the contingency fund, according to CNN, to fund the food stamp benefits or give food stamp benefits to millions of Americans, while the Democrats are not ready to end this shutdown. Let's see what's gonna happen, but this is clearly shocking. Well, if you have any questions at all, then please let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer each and every question of yours. And I would like to give you another opportunity as well, that if you would like to save around $1,100 when it comes to your Medicare plan, then I've partnered with Chapter, where you can get unbiased help absolutely free from a real person. All you need to do is to call the number on the screen, 212-461-4492. Again, the number is 212-461-4492, and get the help that you deserve absolutely free. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care and have a nice day.